God. Yesterday I said fair value gap alerts, 6 risky trades to be taken, and today, well, five of that risky trade they've gotten me real bad. But I think I trusted the Swiss franc too much. I think I did trusted the Swiss francs too much, and now it's coming down in shambles. This is when you seriously just focus on only technical analysis and nothing else, which is exactly what I did yesterday. Let's see the results. So first and foremost, we have the New Zealand Swiss franc, which is currently still running, and most likely something that's going to get me in tears pretty soon. Because honestly speaking, unless the Swiss franc starts to make good use of that self and time, I do not see any way of making profit out of this market today. The Australian dollar, Japanese yen have been thrown out of this trade. You can see it right there. It moves in profit, and then immediately after some news, it's reversed, and now I am out of this trade. I'm waiting to see if we'll have a second candle rejection. This is the first. Actually, this is the second candle rejection, but I'm looking to see if it's worth taking. On the USD Swiss franc, on the big screen, I am watching it, but right here, you can see on the 4 hours, this trade is running seriously against me. For some reason, I don't know, I just have a petty feeling that this trade is worth keeping and watching. But on the 1 hour, it is absolutely against me, and all I am doing right now is watching for this intermediate stem high. If this high gets taken, I'll just walk out of this trade. The Australian dollar Swiss franc, well, I reduced some of these trades yesterday and yet still got stopped out in the trade. Canadian dollar Swiss franc, I just cut out the trade entirely as soon as this high was met. Like I said, this high gets met, I'll be walking out of this trade. And you can see right here, this is what I find very annoying. I am getting a 2 candle rejection to this 4 hour fair value gap. I know it's a lot of colors, but I'm beginning to see a 2 candle rejection. But if I do not see a 2 candle rejection and I see price, totally demolish this low, not this one, this low, then I'll be looking at this trade as something worthwhile taking again. On the euro Japanese yen, now this is a daily setup, and you all know I have always hated daily setups. And just yesterday I said I would try daily setup again. Guess what? Pow! I'm out. In fact, this was the fastest removal I have seen in a long time. Just take a look at that. I entered the trade here, and what happened? It got my first take profit. Like I said, I had 3 targets, this, and this. It got the first one, and what happened next? An instant takeout. Gone. In the twinkle of an eye, like gone. I find this annoying. I find this very annoying. So with this, I have now sworn to myself that henceforth I will no longer observe daily context, no matter how obvious it looks, no matter how lovely it looks. I have now totally crossed my mind. Daily context is absolutely useless to my life. So now I'm going to be focusing on only weekly and monthly context, and if that also fails me, I think I'm going to have to learn a new strategy all over, basically, and that's what I'm just going to do. But again, like I said from the beginning, this whole thing was based on just technical analysis, which I find very painful. 4% of my account just got wiped out, roughly 4%, and I honestly don't even know what caused it when it comes to technical analysis. But if I go to the fundamental aspect of this situation right here, let's check out the fundamental situation. New Zealand Swiss franc, it means we'll be comparing the New Zealand against the Swiss franc. You can see the Swiss franc has the poorest rating economy according to my dashboard here. Why is it the poorest rating economy? Now you can see the overall situation is highly bearish, it's becoming very bearish, compared to the New Zealand dollar, which is very bullish. The New Zealand dollar, in fact, is the best performing economy based on the economic calendar recently. You can see it right here. These are all the news relating to the New Zealand dollar, every single news relating to it, and calculating its impact as plus and minus. We have the best performing economy, which is the same thing you're seeing right here. It is currently the best performing economy overall in the entire place. Compare that to the Swiss franc, which is currently the worst. You can see with the blue line here tells me it is the worst performing economy in general. Let's take a look at the Swiss franc, and you can see lots of red barrel here. Recent news on the week 18, you can see the recent news. Retail sale was bullish. The economic expectations, UBS economic expectation was bearish, and last but not least, the economic barometer was also bearish. And this just goes to tell you that the Swiss franc economy is no longer something you should be putting your money into. We'll move further into COT information. This is COT information from last week. By tomorrow, we're expecting new information. And we see that, where is it? We see the net commercial. In fact, I'm going to use something called a focus 2. Where is it? Focus 2. Good. So you can see right here, the net commercial is positive on the Swiss franc, but they were already dumping a lot of trades. 4,000 out of 26,000, and 26,000 is left. So they were around, let's say 31,000 plus, and then they dumped 4,000. Compare that against the New Zealand dollar, where they still have 27,000 plus left after dumping 7,000. So they were dumping the New Zealand more than they were dumping the Swiss franc, but I think in this recent week, they seem to have dumped more on the Swiss franc than the New Zealand dollar for this sort of thing to happen. Moving forward, we still see that the Swiss franc, though it seems like it has way more strength in general compared to the New Zealand dollar, but let's take a look at the history map of this whole thing right here. The Swiss franc and the New Zealand dollar side by side, we see the Swiss franc is very strong compared to the New Zealand dollar, but on the daily, what happened yesterday, you see the Swiss franc is still the best, though, but the New Zealand dollar gained in recent days. You can see the amount of gain. It was second to the last. Now it's the third best performing in terms of daily strength. This is going to translate into weekly strength over time. You can see it coming up slowly, and before you know what's going to happen, you're going to find it somewhere in the middle. So, what does this mean overall? This trade was a risky trade. It means the New Zealand dollar is still better than the Swiss franc. And what does that mean? It means I should be expecting uptrends in this market, which is I should be expecting uptrends in this market as time goes on, unless we start to see some weakness on the New Zealand dollar's economy. This is just the fundamental analysis for just one instrument. Now imagine when I start to look over 5 instruments. This video is going to be very long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it into chunks of small videos and make them post over time in this same context. And we're going to talk about it as a playlist of its own. My biggest current losses in the market. Probably that will be the name of the playlist. I don't know. But until then, so what I want to say is thank you all for watching again, and do well to tune in to see if I get better over time, because honestly, I don't feel like going anywhere today. I just want to cry in my house. I know it's a demo account, but I just want to cry. The performance is terrible. Thank you all for watching, and see you guys on another one. Peace.